Hello, unicorns. How are you all doing today on this amazing Monday? Today, I feel like I look like a proper card reading lady with my headband that makes me feel like I'm from the 50s. Yana Kasperczak coming into you live from Ontario, where it had snowed yesterday, but prior to yesterday, it was really nice, beautiful weather. And I am your spiritual awakening core energy coach, and that is my soul's purpose to help you get your shit together so you can break free from the mental prison that you find yourself in and live the life or build a business that you are not only proud of, but most importantly, are excited to wake up to every single day. And you feel fulfilled in your life, in a new business. And if you don't love what you do, you are not stuck doing it. You can change it at any time. Our life on this planet is limited, and one of the things that I had experienced myself, and many of you might have as well, is that saying no to yourself when it comes to, oh, it's too late for me to change my career, it's too late for me to do this, or it's too late for me to do that, or really coming from a place of fear, where it is normal to be scared, to change direction, and to do something different. And I do want to say that at the end of our life, we do regret the things, and it's not from my own experience, because I'm not at the end of my life, but having volunteered at a senior home, that's one of the things that was across the board. Everyone regretted the things that they didn't do, the things that they said no to themselves to do, the things that they wanted to try but never allowed themselves to. And hating Mondays instead of, why did I hate Mondays, and how could I have learned to love Mondays and look forward to Monday, because it is a beginning, a fresh start, a clean slate to the week, where you get to choose what to do and how to do it and how to live life without anyone telling you, without anyone dictating. Even though we feel like we're being told and dictated how to live our life, but the reality is we're not. We have a choice. We don't feel like we do, but the reason why we don't feel like we do is because we were never allowed to feel like we have a choice. We were all good girls doing what we were told to do and making sure that we don't step on anyone's toes. But we all change when enough is enough, when you feel that you're not doing that anymore, when you choose you and you choose your life. So I feel like this is what these cards are going to help us do. I have used these cards once, and I got them, most of my cards I got are used. If you guys are going to buy cards, I would recommend, just like if you're buying books, go to thrift stores, go to Facebook Marketplace, go to, I think there's Craigslist, depending on what country you're in. In Canada, we use Kijiji. So if you're in Canada, you can find a Kijiji. I found all these cards on Marketplace, and you save so much money by buying used cards. The only thing you're going to do is you're going to cleanse them or sage them or cleanse them, and you touch them with your hands to put your energy in these cards. Save yourself the money. You don't have to go and spend an arm and a leg if you really enjoy card readings and you love doing this for yourself. Hey, Debbie, good morning. Oh, there's one came out. I'll do 3 cards today. Another one that tried to come out. I didn't see that one yet. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Rebecca. Rebecca says, good morning, Yana. While I was looking for this live, I came across your basement before and after video from 2019. Girl, that's my garage looks like. Don't know where to start. Honestly, you start at the beginning. You just, it's one of those things that you walk in and you're like, okay, I am going to go to this area right here, and I'm going to start with this pile, and we'll see what happens. When the problem is, it's not you don't know what to do, is that it's a struggle of starting. Don't know where to start, which means just start somewhere, and everything else, it'll just happen so easy and natural. So this is going to be the third card. So, and I have these cards here just so you ladies want to pick which one I will do next week, and then which one I can do the following week, and then the following week, so for the following 3 weeks. The first one to say, I'll go in order, whichever one is going to be the first. It's going to be that deck of cards, and then the second one that's mentioned is going to be the second one, and then the third. Okay, I'll move them closer so you guys can see the actual names of them. While I, distract you, look over here. All right, while I get these cards in order. So this is the past, divine guidance. This is the present, manifestation. That's the one that wasn't showing itself. I'll move them out of the way so you can see the cards easier. And the future is listening. So that's the future, listening. Manifestation, that's the present. Oh, these are going to be good. And divine guidance. You had been divinely guided, and you will continue to. The past, it does not determine the future, which means how you were divinely guided back then does not mean this is exactly how you're going to be guided now and in the future, but you are still going to be divinely guided. So Debbie said with magic, earth magic, I think that's the one. Yep. And Debbie corrected, earth magic. So this is going to be for next week. I'll put that one here. And then, okay, let me take a peekaboo. Rebecca said something, Debbie said still have feelings of obligation. Yeah, it takes time. It takes time to not care about obligations within reason, of course, meaning that you care, but they no longer control you. There is a way how we can all care, how we can all know this is where our obligations are, this is what our responsibilities are, but they don't have a hold on us. That meaning for many of these things, if you don't do it today, you're not going to feel bad by not doing it today. You'll be okay doing it tomorrow, like moving it to the next day, certain obligations, or if not right now, I'll do it a little bit later. Yeah, it's energy, right? How much energy we can drain from or through obligations, through our responsibilities, and recognizing that life is too short to even do that. That we don't even need to drain any of that energy, and if it's not done right now, if it's never done, what's the worst that could happen? For some things, yes. What the rest of the things, no. Rebecca says, I've been starting at the beginning of 5 years. Yeah. And I start and never finish. That is a habit. How we do one thing is how we do everything, which means that if this is a project that feels like a mountain, see how you can have that discipline and consistency in other areas of your life that are not feeling to you like a mountain when it comes to certain space in your house, decluttering and organizing them. Meaning that this is what you're trying to do. You're trying to have a habit and create a habit of starting what you finish. You started it and that you're going to finish it. And if not, then perhaps never finishing it. Or meaning that recognizing that I don't need to, right? I don't have to. Maybe even having someone else to come in and do it for you. That is an option as well. Rebecca says, I care, but they no longer control me. Yeah, those obligations, and that is the key there. That you care, but you are the one that is in control. That you no longer have this this bubble floating around that is controlling you, that is obligation, that is responsibility, that is draining your energy in life. Okay. So, the past, divine guidance. Let's go with that one. I believe this one is alphabetical as well. Yep, here we go. And I chose 3 because it's not too much written on here, so it's the top one there. Divine guidance. Card meaning. Trust and follow your intuition. It is God and the angels speaking to you. You are being divinely guided right now. The gut feelings you have, the knowingness, the visions, or the inner voice are all trying to tell you something. And it is very important that you trust and follow this guidance. What I would add to that is the more you ignore it, this guidance, these voices, these realizations, the more that you ignore it, the less of them will come. It's like, how many times will you repeat something over and over and over again to someone until you just stop saying it because they're not listening, they're not hearing? The same thing with your intuition, the same thing with divine guidance. If you ignore it, if you don't listen, if you don't take action, that's the key word here, I feel like, action, then it's not going to come anymore. And another way of looking at it is creativity. A lot of you are creatives. All of us humans are creative human beings. And when we have ideas, when we have these creative thoughts, and we don't act upon them, we don't do anything with them, or if we hoard them and don't share them with anyone, because some of these ideas that might come to you, they might not be for you. When you share them with someone else, those ideas, those creative thoughts might be for them, but not for you. Divine guidance is not always just for you. It's sometimes for other people. And the more you hold on to it and say, mine, for the fear of somebody else is going to get ahead and somebody else is going to win with this thought or this idea, and you won't, less of them you're going to have. Less creative you're going to be, and less likely you will be to succeed because there is greed. If you drew more than one card, which we did, pay close attention to the cards that are on either side of the divine guidance card. They contain important instructions for you. There's 2 more cards after this one, and they're going to contain important instructions for you. These nearby cards feature facets of the message that the angels seek to impress upon you. So, divine guidance. Next one is manifestation. And so this is the present, but like this card said, there's going to be connection with them. And this is manifestation. There we go. Manifestation. Card meaning. You have manifested new opportunities and abundance. Know that you can experience these gifts right now. That you don't have to wait. You can experience them now. Your hoped for aspirations are on their way to you. They may arrive in a different fashion than you expected, but the rewards that you truly desire, such as feelings of peace, hence this group, where all of us are healing emotionally and growing spiritually, such as feeling of peace, security, and happiness, and are manifested exactly as you requested. And I would also add safety. A lot of people, especially women, want to feel safe. And when we feel safe, we allow ourselves to be ourselves. And we speak our truth. We don't hold back. We don't feel guilt and shame or embarrassment because we feel complete, we feel whole. And this is what this group, the biggest goal and purpose of this group is to help women to achieve that. Heal the unicorn, spiritual, emotional healing and spiritual growth for women is to help them to heal from the first part of their life with all of that stuff that you, that I had suppressed throughout our lives. And we do this in the second part of our life because we start to wake up and we're able to start to connect the dots and make sense. And it's not just because of, how would I put it? It's not just something that happens to one person, it happens to all of us. We start to wake up at around 25 to 28 years old when we are able to start to connect the dots and make sense. Our mind, our brain is developing throughout, from before we're born. It starts slowly developing, and it finally develops to a point where we're able to rationalize and think and be more logical. And when we're younger, not so much so. It's a different way of living. It's more through the heart, whereas after 25, 27, it's through the mind. And we're given the opportunity to start to connect the heart and the head connection. Ask your angels to help you have faith in your ability to manifest. With this faith, your God can do, and God can do anything. This is the process by which all thoughts transform into tangible form. First, they begin as an idea. Everything begins as an idea, born of divine sources. Then the idea meets a feeling or emotion. If the feeling is loving and nurturing, the idea and the feeling create the embryo of the manifestation. Meaning the idea, the thoughts, feelings, and emotions need to be connected, need to be in alignment. And when they are, this is where the embryo is created, become pregnant with the idea, and it starts to manifest itself. It doesn't happen overnight. The child is not born overnight. Idea is not going to be born overnight. It starts as an embryo that you need to take care of little by little. And when it's time, it'll be born, it'll be here. You nourish your newborn idea by believing in it and by following the step-by-step guidance that God and the angels give to you through your feelings, dreams, and visions. And I would also add to this is that when there's something specific that you want in your life, and you know someone who has been there, done that, and has a clear step-by-step path for you to follow and go on, say yes to those things. That is you saying yes not only to yourself, but to your own personal development. That's you investing in yourself. And that is one of the best things you can do. There's a quote or phrase I heard. It goes something like this, that if you are not earning the amount of money that you want to, or that you believe you deserve or worth, then invest in yourself. And that is how you will start to make that money. And also, if you just want to earn 15% more what you already earn, sit right next to someone who earns more than you do. By simply sitting near them, you naturally will take on that energy and start earning. Now, the opposite is also the truth. That when you sit with someone who earns less than you start to earn 30% less than you initially did, which is actual proof and evidence of we become those of the 5 people that we surround ourselves with. Those people that we spend most of our time with we become the average of those people. But negative energy is so much more potent than positive. One negative thought, and you've experienced this yourself, one negative thought can ruin your whole entire day, where you can spend a whole entire day thinking and talking affirmations, positivity, and you just can't seem to shake that after one negative thought. You need a lot of more positivity, which goes to say, surround yourself with positivity in any way you can, that even that negative thought, one negative thought, won't drain you entirely. A little bit, but not entirely. The last but not least, so divine guidance, manifestation, and listening. Okay? If none of you have decided which one is going to be for the following week, I'll decide myself, but I'm going to move these guys a little further away so you can see these cards. Divine guidance, manifestation was the second one, and listening is the last one. Listening, just a page before, or actually right above manifestation. Card meaning, you are in communication with your angels, and the messages that you are receiving are very real indeed. Trust them. This card is a validation from your angels that you really are hearing them. You have been receiving repetitive messages through your feelings, dreams, visions, inner voice, or knowingness. You have been receiving them, and you know, but sometimes you still doubt, which is very normal to doubt. Are you listening and trusting these messages? Or are you questioning them? Are you following them? Or are you ignoring them? Are you taking action on them? Or do you find yourself saying later, 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 or tomorrow, or next time? How do you approach these messages? Just like I mentioned earlier with divine guidance, the less you take action on them and do something about them, the less you're going to continue to receive. But the more action you take, the more you receive. Debbie says, I think humans mature by 30 years old. This is where they start to, I'm not even sure what the title of this expert would be. I guess brain expert. Those that whose expertise is when it comes to the maturity of the brain. But from what I had learned from numerous sources, and one of them was when my son was, this is where it really got me thinking. When my son was, I was taking my son to early childhood development center, and they had a behavioral therapist come there. She was talking about how, because I wanted help. How can I approach our son, and how can I help our son be less disruptive and rambunctious? And she said that kids up until certain ages, I even have a picture somewhere of how she drew it out, that they live in their heart, that it's all heart, it's all love. And they actually mentally mature at 27. That was the exact number that she told me, that they mature at 27. And this is where it's almost like, speaking from my experience, because her response to me got me to really think about my journey, my path, and how at 27, this is when the Pandora's box opened, as I refer to. My spiritual awakening, where I started to question everything and started to think, what is the purpose of me? What is the point of me? The first part of my life, it's like, even though we had all these things that, follow the steps, you have the house, you have the kids, you get married, then you have the house, and then have the kids, have the pets, all of these different steps that have been set out for me, for many of us as humans or a society, that having all these things believing that this is what's going to bring me happiness and joy. This is what's going to bring me happiness and joy, or this and that. And it's not to say that none of them were, it's that this is not where my sense of fulfillment came from. It only started coming, and I started experiencing fulfillment when I started working on myself and started to get to know myself and understand myself, started to heal myself, and started to grow spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally. And then started to follow my own dreams, create my own life in the way that I want to create it, and not somebody else's dreams, and not build somebody else's dream or business. I wanted my own, what I wanted, because what I want to do is not, it's not offered anywhere else. I needed to create it on my own. Whereas for many other people, there are actual jobs that are their dream jobs, and they love what they do. For me, looking and looking and looking, I didn't find anything. So I needed to create my own, and I have been happy ever since. Happier, right? Rebecca says, I'm a behavioral therapist. I know, and that's why I mentioned that the other lady that I met that helped me with my son, it was literally just like for 10 minutes. It was such a quick little visit because she came into a place where there was a lot of people waiting to talk to her. So it was like 10-15 minutes maybe at most. And really quickly, that's where she gave me that overview, and I was like, ooh, this is really interesting. Debbie said, I just had a week of negativity around me. That was a huge challenge. Seen lots of challenges and personal growth. Yeah, and you got to wash that negativity. You got to drown it with a lot of positivity and working on yourself. Where were we? If you get an inclination to call someone, go somewhere, or read something, it's important to follow this guidance because you're being guided. Go from here to there, from here to there. Go and do that. By drawing this card, your angels ask you to give all your doubts and or worries about divine guidance to them, which is the actual first card that came through. Give your worries and your doubts and fears, give all of that negativity to them. They got it. They got you. Know that you truly are communicating with heaven, and enjoy the manifestation. That's it. How was that? How was this reading? That is all that I have for you ladies for today. I am trying to keep these videos as short and sweet as I can, so more people can listen and tune in and watch and get the messages that these beautiful cards hold for us. The cards are backwards. And at the same time, my kids are home on March break, so I will be going and taking care of those little monkeys and enjoying my time with them. Rebecca says, my perspective on human behavior completely pivoted. Yeah, I can only imagine. I've been through coach training, core energy coach training from IPAC or through IPAC, and got certified as a certified professional coach. And my whole entire world, there was a whole new world that got created through that process. My view, my perceptions, who I am has grown and evolved in ways that I wouldn't have any other way. And I followed my intuitive guide. That's why I am here today. That's why I've gone through all of the trainings and all the courses that I have gone through and continue to go through. Because I know there's something in them. I don't know exactly. And I don't pause to find out, because if I pause to find out, that means I'm slowing down and I need to keep going and going and going. Because life does not wait for anyone. It doesn't. So anyways, thank you, everybody. Looking forward to seeing you all next Monday, or every Monday at 11:30-ish a.m. Eastern time for these card readings. Next Monday, I will do the Earth Magic card. And other than that, tomorrow at 10 a.m. we have the Secret Circle, Bethany and I, and Bethany is hosting tomorrow. So hope to see you there, Orbit Square. And until one of these next times that we have together, I'll respond to the other comments on there. Debbie said thank you, and then my slow connection covered up. You're welcome, Debbie. Thank you for sharing. She said, you're welcome, Debbie. I'm glad I could be of service and of help. And I love this. This is what brings me joy and fulfillment. And this is my purpose, my soul's purpose, as I say. And I don't see these things lightly. I don't. And I don't say things just to please people. Back in the day, yes. Now, no. It just feels repulsive. It feels so fake and unauthentic. It makes me, like, my body physically sick. So I will not go against who I am anymore. So other than that, I hope the same for you. And until next time, bye everybody.